I mean, what effective strategies for like monetizing data then do you use?
So honestly, like I love that question because I don't necessarily have like the right answer, but I think one thing that I want to believe that we try to do, and I believe it because I try to do it, is that the way that we are thinking about monetization is in line with the value, right? So we were talking about, okay, how can I build a product that will help the client solve for real business needs? And, and how do I understand that my data assets are, the right raw materials to supporting with the right manipulation the answer for these very critical business questions. And I think that has been the best way of thinking about monetization. It's like, to the extent that I can have a clear understanding of how much value can I unlock for my customers, then it's easier for me to understand how much value can I, charge for this solution. Because if I am delivering on something that is adjacent, or if I'm delivering on something that is interesting and it's cute and it can help people feel comfortable with their decisions, but that's it, well, my ability to monetize is going to be quite limited. And so I need to figure out, how do I have like a big pool of potential ways in which my product can be used to unlock business value, quantify that business value, and then articulate that the cost is significantly lower, right? So therefore, I can articulate to my clients that the ROI of investing in subscribing to the solution is worth it. And they need to validate that for me, right? And so it's I wouldn't say it's like the best strategy and a simple strategy. I think, of course, as you can expect, this is conceptual. So what else do you need to do? Well, you need to, have a lot of partnership with your sales teams. The front line needs to actually inform a lot of what you're trying to do. The messaging needs to be clear. The messaging needs to be targeted to the customer personas. Your sales teams needs to be trained. You need to provide the training material for the sales teams, for the customer support. You need to be providing demos to the clients. The client needs to actually adopt the solution, start engaging with the solution. You need to think about building a gamification in your product so that you encourage that recurring usage of the tool that will help clients actually feel more comfortable with the usage, so they can unlock then more ways into benefit from the experience. Then they can, encourage that feedback, have feedback sessions in order for you to really understand ways in which this product can actually generate even more value to them. So then you can, be in a better position to be priced. And of course, there's the other part, which is like, okay, what are the other solutions in the market? How much are those charged? How are you aligning and differentiating from those solutions? What is your pricing compared to that pricing? And how do you continuously have that view, And I think that's why, like, the effective part of it, I think it's not one straight recipe, but it needs to be quite, an eyes open strategy and an ears open strategy, in which you need to, stay with the right pulse. Because the other thing that you don't want to do, even though clients are always like us, like everybody would want a discount, right? Everybody would want the cheapest thing or the free thing. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's no value to it. And so it's almost like, what's the right balance and trade-off around, how to monetize effectively, how to unlock the value for the customers, and sustain that level of creativity and innovation and investment in the product that is required in order for the product to actually continue to be exciting for clients.
Yeah, no, I love that you said value, because I think, and to understand value, you need the basic, like the soft skills, the listening skills, because there's no. I think a lot of businesses they'll offer these fantastic like solutions, but if it's of like no benefit to your company, it's like adding no value, and then end day you've not listened to their needs. And I think it's just, if you listen to someone what they need, and then you can come up with the right solution, or whether your solution is perfect for them. So yeah, I think value is massive for your customers, because if you keep offering them, if you make them impact, they're going to keep coming back to you at the end of the day. Like, they're going to keep wanting to use you because you've actually done a proper service and listened to them.
1,000%. And also one thing, Ben, is that a lot of it can be intangible as well, right? So we are working a lot in these digital solutions, but we know that we have a lot of expertise. It's been a while. Like I told you about my experience, I feel like I'm doing analytics for quite a while. And a lot of the times the clients want to feel the level of comfort. So it's almost like, okay, I have the tool, I understand the data, this is really awesome, but I actually also want to talk to an expert and want to feel confident, and it's almost like, okay, yes, now it resonates more. Like I actually wanted to also have that level of exchange in which like I'm talking to a human person. Sometimes that adds as well. Of course, you won't be able to scale that from a monetization standpoint, but it's helpful for you to understand that like as humans, and I know it's like a little bit of a tangent answer, but I think it's important. I've been reading a lot of behavioral economics. I am an economist and I really love behavioral economics. And clearly humans are not rational, right? So as you're thinking about monetizing, it's not only about like, the ROI, because clients and people are not rational. And so there's also the element of the qualitative. And it's almost like, okay, how do you understand how people make decisions and what are the ways in which you can influence that or help clients get more comfortable in making the decisions? And of course, data and data solutions are a part of it, but it's not the only part of it. So that's why as we are building these solutions, we're also thinking a lot about how do you also articulate the value of the expertise that this team had, not just the tech infrastructure and the data solution, but also the level of expertise. How can we also potentially like be somewhat specialized and in a project basis available to have a discussion around specific business needs, and how do we can create something that is adjacent to the product, but maybe like, a special data extract with a set of analytics that will help you address that question and have an exchange that clients really value a lot.